10, and it is National Embroidery Month. And what better way to celebrate than with the woman who knows everything from stitching, threading, and every needle in between. Is that right?
Yeah, just about.
Just about. That's right. So let's give a warm Studio 10 re-welcome to Bethany, who's the owner of Tag by Tug. How are you?
So good, thank you.
So great to have you here. Last time I didn't get a chance to see you, so
Yeah.
I'm glad we're here again today, especially with all these incredible designs and products it is that you have. You know, we love shopping local. But one thing I want to ask you, when you were last here, you were telling us how you started Tag by Tug, and specifically, you showed us your Halloween line of sweaters that you have. So give us an update. What have you been working on?
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy since then. Tons and tons of custom orders throughout the holidays. I've had a lot of fun being able to get a little bit more creative with a lot of different beanies here. It's been a really creative season since then.
That's right. How exciting, especially during the holidays when you can personalize so many of these different pieces. But let's get started with those beanies that you were talking about, because we saw it is still warm outside. I mean, it's still cold outside. So why don't you show us a few of what you have here?
Yeah, I've got kind of a lot going on here. Just a lot of fun colors, some more neutral stuff. And then I also have a little bit more masculine designs over here too. I really like nature and outdoorsy stuff, so you can definitely tell that in a lot of my work.
Yeah, and I see that here because this is the brand that you have, but you actually embroidered the flowers that are on here, right? And then you have the woods that you've done here. So it's kind of like whatever part of nature kind of suits you or fits your boat, you kind of embroider that for all of these.
Yes, so fun.
I love that. Well, speaking of, one of the newest trends added to Tag by Tug is the mama crew neck, which is something that's been viral and going around on TikTok. But for those of us who haven't heard, Bethany, explain this new style to us and how do you create it?
Yeah, so that one has been a lot of fun. It's such a sentimental piece, so I get so excited every time I get a new order for them. But it's where somebody sends me onesies that they saved from when their kids were babies, and then I use those to make different crew necks that usually just say mama on them, and they're just so sweet every time.
I love that. And we're taking a look at that right here on the screen. You have different colors from so many different types of onesies. And I'm not a mom, but I can tell you, I know a onesie is kind of like that special piece of motherhood that you always have of your kids. So that's great that it's kind of like you always have your baby with you no matter where you go. I love that. So do you ever make any daddy ones or auntie, uncle?
I just did make a Gam Gam one, and I have one that it's in the works right now for a dad. So we're switching it up a little.
How exciting. These are perfect gifts. And on top of that, I want to go through the sweaters that you have here. Because something that's also very personal to your brand is sometimes the messages that you embroider on there. Show us those.
Yeah, so I still have my little hint of nature in the front. But I like to just put some positive stuff on them too. Not only are you making your day, you know, when you put them on, but hopefully somebody else who reads your shirt. So I think that's always a fun little something to add.
And I love that it's on the back too, of course, because we always see what's on the front of somebody's sweater, but you have a beautiful message written on the back. So no matter who you pass by, if you don't get a chance to speak to them, you still are, but in a different way.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that. Now, I love that you create these custom orders, but how long does it take for you to usually make?
It depends on what the order is. They can really vary from anywhere from it takes me 30 minutes to it could take 6 hours. So it can be a labor of love.
A labor of love and a lot of creativity. And Bethany, something I want to say is that a lot of times we have this idea in our head, but it's hard to kind of put it out here on paper. So how do you work with people to kind of get their ideas to come to life?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts about this business, all in all, has been being able to connect and talk with so many people and really get their ideas to come to life. So it's a lot of back and forth. If you order from me, you're probably going to have to talk to me a lot. But I love throwing ideas back about, hey, I know you said this color, but what do we think about this? And it's really fun just to work with anything. I love being open with it.
Awesome. So it's like every stitch, every needle, every thread, each of it all matters, and you take time to make sure that you get that perfect gift for someone.
Yes.
And tomorrow, people can get a chance to talk to you one-on-one. Tell us about the event.
Yeah, I am a part of a community event tomorrow. It's called a community knit event at Musgrove & Company in Tecumseh, and they will be hosting a bunch of people who know how to knit. I do not, but I will also be there as a pop-up, so that'll be really fun to talk with everybody, and we'll be collecting items for local foundations that need some help. So the Tecumseh Service Project and Hospice of Lenawee And then I also will be partaking in that fundraiser however I can, because I can't knit yet.
It's okay.
But
you embroider?
Yes, and so I'll be offering opportunities for people to sponsor sweatshirts or beanies, and then I will embroider those for free and donate.
I love that. So again, we can see you tomorrow at that event. Plus, we have your information at the bottom of the screen as to how you can get your own Tagged by Tuck sweater, beanie, everything under the sun. And it's so amazing at the time and work it is that you put together to create someone's perfect gifts. So thank you so much for joining us today. Plus, from